Good morning, all, or whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. But it's the morning for me, and I'm in Southwark Park in London, and I wanted to bring you guys along to have a look at some of my handstand training. I'm still working towards doing a one-arm handstand, and I've had a circuit which I've been working on recently, which is really paying off. It's really delivering a sense of balance or control into the movement, because I suppose balance is a bit of a vague term, but it's really giving me much more a sense of control of the transfer and even moving into releasing the arm. So I wanted to show you a little bit of what I was doing, or should I say, I wanted to do my training session, and I thought it would be fun to make it possible for you to see it. So I'm gonna crack on with that. Okay, so this is my first set of thingies that I'm working on at the moment. These are from kneeling. I'm gonna go tuck up to handstand. Tuck in my shirt so that the people can't see my glorious abs. Okay, so I think hand position, I feel a sense of like stuckness or friction. Then I'm turning my arms out. Then I protract up to my shoulders and get a sense of that sort of like disconnectedness. And that part's all set, so I'm just going to leave that like that now. Come up onto my feet, suck in my stomach, and now extend my legs. I think that was 5. There's a bee by my head. Don't be distracted. Be one with the way. Hilarious. Okay, moving on to my second set. These exercises are from a coach I worked with, fantastic hand balancer called Alona Zoravel. And she always said, work on tuck position, work on tuck entries. You can kind of see what she's talking about now. This is really helpful. But I saw a video of her training and just doing these entries again recently. I worked with her a couple of years ago, and I thought, oh, I'll just get back on some of those. And it's really paying off. So that's very good. Thank you, Alona. Pretty good. Right, it feels good. Feels very good. All right, last set of 3. Last set, this is the third set of 3. I remembered something else that Alona said halfway through that, which is that you should move on an exhalation in a handstand. So I do all that setting up that I talked about, so my hands are there, externally rotated, and I feel comfy with that. But now I'm going to say what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to say it, because it's a bit difficult to do and say at the same time. But I'm going to breathe out and move my feet up into position, and then I'll breathe out again, and that will be the first one. And ideally, each jump up should be on an exhale. And what I realized in my last set was that I was holding my breath, so don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. Good. Calm and easy. Potentially a bit more chaotic than my previous sets, actually. So I was thinking so much about the breathing that I didn't rock forwards very much on the first one. So need to coordinate all of these things into one, but not too bad towards the end. Okay, so next I'm moving on to my one-arm transfer holds. So this time I'm actually going to do the same kind of setup on my feet, but I'm going to go through a pike. So I'm not going to rebend my legs. I'm just going to find the top straight to a pike position, get comfy, and then I think I should really be doing 20 seconds on each arm this video. So there's going to be a lot of me just standing still, hopefully. But yeah. So same process. Get rid of any offending articles underneath your feet. Hands nice and strong into position. Externally rotate. Shoulders free and loose. Okay. Many thoughts. I remember this from when I was a competitive gymnast, when I was on the British team doing acrobatic gymnastics with my training partner Aidan, who is now off in the world, I hope having a wonderful time. And we did have periods of time in our training where it was extremely frustrating. And I can remember coming out of moves and going, oh, this was wrong, that was wrong, oh, we should have done blah, 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 and saying it immediately, like before we'd even got back to the floor. And we developed a thing where it was like, or it was at least an idea, we didn't necessarily put it into practice back then, but take 10 seconds after completing a move before analysing or before saying anything. Take some breaths. Because if it's been a struggle during the move, or if you've been struggling, it can be very, very easy to get hypercritical. But ultimately, you're in the position, you're doing the practice, you're on the way, you're doing the journey. And for me, I think the frustration, the anger, and the fear comes out of the idea that I'm never going to get where I want to be. That rep wasn't good enough, that practice wasn't good enough, oh no, I'm going in the wrong direction, I'm rubbish, this looks terrible. Everybody can see how much I'm struggling and they're going to laugh at me. And that's, or not pay attention or say something cruel or horrible, but it's me being cruel and horrible to myself on the inside. And the outer reflects the inner. And so I suppose if you do that enough, eventually people will be cruel to you. But only if we invite it. What I'd like to invite is a beautiful, wonderful time doing my handstand training. And actually, this is a gorgeous place that I'm in. Southwark Park. Look at that. Green all around. Look at that wonderful wonderfulness. I couldn't really ask for much more, could I really? I mean, my lovely partner Jessica could be here with me. That would be good fun. But I'm doing the video because I'm here on my own. So it's a good moment right now. It's a good moment and I'm enjoying my training. And I've already forgotten what I was going to say about my handstand. Oh, I know what it was. When I was on my left, I was slightly putting a bit too much weight on the support hand, but I did do the left second. So I'll do the left first in the next one. I held in position, it was good. I learned something. So there we go. We'll move on without being cruel. Right. Set number 2 of the one arm holds. No, these are transfer holds. One arm would be fully released. Transfer because I still have one hand on the ground. But the weight is ideally in the arm which I intend to do my one arm on. So this time I'm starting on the left hand side. Vaguely 20 seconds, or I'm just doing 20 counts in my head. Oh, oh. Gosh, that was getting that was getting no, good amount of time, nice and still. The getting wasn't the best. I think I forgot to rock forwards. Ugh. Let's go good. Let's do another one. Ah, that's the one. Ooh. Little twist out. That's fine. I was actually really enjoying that one. I think that was going really well. Oh, it was good. It was good. Jump up was a lot better. Yeah. Pause. Okay. Last set of un bras. C'est un petit rêve de le mien à entraîner les gens en français. Mais je ne sais pas si tu s'appelles un bras handstand en français, un bras, one arm, un bras, c'est la main, ou est-ce que c'est un main? Main en français, c'est hand, un main, un bras. Voilà, je ne sais pas le mot pour one arm en français. Peut-être il y a quelqu'un dans les comments qui peut me enlighten. Et aussi, si tu veux apprendre l'équilibre main, ici à Londres, je suis un entraîneur et comme j'ai dit quand je commence cette vidéo, c'est un petit rêve de le mien d'entraîner quelqu'un en français. C'est une langue que j'étudie depuis longtemps et j'ai envie de l'utiliser dans ma vie actuelle et pas juste a hobby. Anyway, it's my last set of one arms, and I'm just going to do it. Oh, that felt really nice to kind of stretch out of that at the end. I'll give that a little watch back. So, not loads more to this video now. Il y a pas beaucoup à say. That was wrong. Not loads more to this video. Gonna watch back that little one and then move on to the final exercise. L'exercice final. Again, it's probably not quite correct. But again, this is the point. I'd like to train someone in French so that I can améliorer mon phrases et les mots que je choisis à utiliser pour aider toi à apprendre ton skills. Okay, it's the final exercise of this little circuit that I'm doing at the moment, which is the same as the previous one, except that I want to try and do what my first handstand teacher Dan called a flash, which means you go transfer here, you kind of put the arm away and then you bring it back. So you are free for a moment, but it's not like an attempt to hold. And I'd like to do 6 attempts, 3 on each arm. Nice, that was a really clean first go, Okay, so those releases were great, really nice, a bit fast. I want to slow them down. What I was actually the most pleased with from that last set was the handstand itself. I think it was one of the cleanest handstands I've done in this whole training session, which is very, very cool. Right, I wanted to talk a little bit about something before wrapping up. Well, I've got 2 more sets, but I wanted to share this with you. Okay, so the technique which I'm actually currently using to move myself from one arm to the other, it's quite different to ones that I've used before, but it's giving me a lot of control. Now, what I'm doing is I'm getting myself to a point where I really feel the ground under my hands like this. Like if it were this board, and like say it were a situation where I could actively move the board. Okay, now that can't happen because my body isn't grounded to anything. So if I move my hands like that, what happens is my body moves rather than the board moving, right? But if I had the board like this, and then I did this with my hands, the board moves around. And when I do the handstand, I push the board like this along the floor. But right now my feet are anchored to the ground. So when my shoulder moves, the board moves. But if my feet aren't anchored to the ground, you sort of see that? I move, like my body moves rather than the board, because that's that's the circuit. There's this thing in bodies and training called closed circuits. And this is a circuit between my 2 hands and the ground. Yeah, I won't bother trying to explain that anymore. But the point being that moving around is how I move my body up on top. So if I want to go to this side, I move the board that way. Okay? So I move the board that way, but I resist my shoulder moving. I don't want my shoulder to move off the line of my hand. Okay? So I move the board, and what happens is my body ends up going on top like this, because I don't let this shoulder move. If this shoulder moved, I'd fall off. And that's how I'm doing my transfer. Push and resist, push, resist, push, resist. And that brings me up onto the arm, or transfers the weight onto the arm. And it's something I've sort of known for a long time, but haven't been able to do in my own body until fairly recently. A lot of this training has helped. I've also just gone back and been doing a lot of wall holds. That was my partner Jessica's idea. She recommended I do more. And I have been, and it's been doing good. But anyway, let's do these flashes again. But I just wanted to let you know how that's happening if you're trying to figure it out for yourself. That's what I'm doing. So when I go to my left, I'll push that way and resist in the arm. And then I want to do the flashes a little bit slower this time. Woo, that was good. There was quite a bit of one arming on that right one. I put the board back in a place where it was really not solid on the ground. So that was a bit challenging, but quite cool. Let's watch it back. Okay, last set for the training today. This is the only angle I haven't done from like right behind. Well, it's not. I'm in a 360. There are many angles I haven't done. But vaguely speaking, if we thought of it as more of an octagon or something. Okay, same thing, and then I'll say goodbye to you. Just wanted to redo that right. But that was cool. That was a cool finish with the legs together. Okay, handstand training is finished. I really like this view of me with the trees. So we're going to talk to you like this. Handstand training is finished. That was really cool. I enjoyed doing that. And Not very much. I mean, it's just about quantity. It's not about quantity, the opposite. What I'm meaning is I only did, what, like 9 exercises or something in total? Maybe however many I did. Not very much, just enough to get the stimulus and to get the idea. This is pattern practice, so I'm practicing it. You know what? In fact, I'm trying to say something more complicated than I need to. There we go. Training was done. I enjoyed it. It was good. I did some cool bits. There was some cool stuff, and I really enjoyed making the video. It was lovely talking to you. I think the thing which I said in there, which would be cool, is, well, obviously I'm a trainer. If you want to learn to do a handstand yourself, feel free to get in touch, and we can talk about that. I've got an Instagram which is @coach_coach.jamie_, and then my email is jamie@coachjamie.co.uk. Mais l'autre chose que j'ai dit, si tu parles français et tu veux apprendre à faire l'équilibre humain, euh, envoyez-moi un message, car je veux améliorer mon français et j'ai un rêve d'entraîner quelqu'un quelqu'un en français. Mais si tu parles français et tu m'écoutes, tu m'entends dans ce moment, peut-être c'est possible pour toi de te comprendre que mon français, c'est pas le meilleur. Alors, pour toi, j'offre un petit discount. Alors, 10% moins pour toi, car mon capacité de communiquer, c'est peut-être un peu moins en français qu'en anglais. Alors, je pense que c'est important qu'on comprenne ça et je t'offre un petit discount, you know, just something to, you're giving me something, tu me donnes quelque chose et je te donne quelque chose, mais c'est pas juste, c'est pas le même que j'entraîne en anglais. Voilà. Anyway, so if you do want to come and learn, then shoot me a message. It'd be great, and we'll really, really enjoy it. We could come and do it here in the park, or we could go and do it in one of the gyms that I work in. I've got a gym in London Bridge, gym in Deptford. Yes, but for now, thank you very much. What fun. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day.